Welcome back. Where did the time fly to? My goodness. Okay, let's try and do this real quick. We have your feedback. Thank you for weighing in. 22422 is the SMS line. Hashtag is Daybreak. This is what you have to say on Twitter.
Mabonga Lukoa says this topic is really raising, but it is quite important also to look at the religious and cultural aspects of it. They're inseparable from this discussion.
We need another hour for that. Different religions. Governor 254 says families and individuals need to appreciate certain basic principles of succession laws in Kenya. The married and single, children born in lawful marriages or outside, and that dependents are not necessarily children.
All right.
That's important.
Kennedy Atinda says, please, I don't understand something. When it comes to post-nuptial agreements, which is a form of a will, does it cover the issue of child custody or child support? So
can you put that I want the children to be maintained from this account, etc. Yeah. Okay, that's very interesting. Hopefully one of our panelists here has noted that. Okay, we are waiting for the next one. 22422 being the SMS line. This is from Alfred KK. What if a mother sells some property which is not documented without others' knowledge? Or what if a father sells some property which is not documented? Okay.
And you don't give us a name, but you say if a man dies intestate, leaving 5 widows behind, is it true that the first wife should get more than the rest?
And we need to define that intestate.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Ibrahim Mosoba from Kitengela. I got a child with a lady who we never got married. Is the child entitled to inherit any property from me as their father? Okay, that's a brave man.
The direct answer is of course yes.
Of course yes, okay. Danimals from Muhoroni. In as much as a will is important in settling the unseen disputes that may occur once one is gone, it also divides. Maybe some children are not included in the will and they demand for their share. There was a case here in my area and it's 5 years now and the family is still battling to come to terms.
Yes.
Okay.
You also don't leave a name, but you say, please clarify this. After divorce, are the affected children beneficiaries in the event they were not included in the will?
Yes. We now know that the answer is of course.
That's a unanimous of course.
Okay.
Yes.
At Fred, can I write a will and put everything on one child I trust? That he will take care of my property out of many children.
So he takes care of the rest of the people?
No, take care of my property. Property.
Wow.
I trust this person to run the business properly.
Okay. So we'll find out from that. We still have another one here. You don't leave a name, but you say, can I inherit my dad if he adopted me with my mom and wrote an affidavit declaring I'm his son?
Yes. Okay.
And
one last one?
Yes.
Obeto Stephen from Eldoret, however important a will may be, sometimes it is too dangerous. A beneficiary of a will may arrange for your murder. Wow, we have one more.
Let's see. You don't leave a name, but you say, for equal division of property, a person can take a life insurance cover, so he or she can the will and insurance company to divide the property to the beneficiaries. So the insurance company can divide the property to the beneficiaries. Without him stipulating this is what goes to so and so, can the insurance decide that these are the people, this is how it's divided?
As the lawyers tackle the legal questions, just wanted to clarify, intestate just means simply dying without having written a will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we get final comments? Which ones do you want to answer?
I'll answer quickly and then I give you my last comment. If that's okay. How long do I have? 1 minute?
A minute.
A minute?
Yes.
All right. So first things first, all children are entitled to inheritance. And our law.
Whether declared or not.
Yeah. Now the issue comes about in Islamic law, in the Qadis court, there's a different system. And the courts have ruled on several occasions that children born out of wedlock in that situations may be left out of the inheritance. But in all other regimes, children are entitled. A person asked if you have many wives and
does the first one take precedence?
The law consists like this: the wife and the children are units. So let's say if you have wife A with 1 child, wife B with 2 children, yeah? So that wife A with 1 child, that's 2 units. Wife B with 2 children, that's 3 units. So this one will get 2 units of the property, this one will get 3. That's how the law counts it.
The one with the majority units wins.
Yeah. There's no winning, but there's no winning. It's a matter of supporting yourself and continuing. Like, there's no issue of entitlement. No winning, no losing in this one. Okay. There was the issue of whether an insurance company can
distribute to beneficiaries if there was no will. I know you have this.
The administrators you can put in place, and they're also the public trustee. Okay. But the insurance company cannot. They
cannot.
Well, what they will do is, in terms of our life policy, like you said, nomination is different from intestines.
Okay.
So nomination, the nominee will guarantee.
We want to take your final comment now.
Now, my final comment is, Kenyans out there, listen. even if you have a dispute in inheritance, it doesn't have to go through the courts. There's something called alternative dispute resolution, mediations, where you can just come and the mediator will guide the conversations, but you as a family will agree on the direction to go, and that agreement will be put in court, and that agreement is final and it's not appealable. So this mediation is a better way than spending years in court, paying all these lawyers, all these fees. I'm a lawyer myself, but the purpose of the law is to bring families together, not to break them apart. So please consider alternative dispute resolution in your disputes, and please, jipange, write a will.
Write a will. Wanjeri, what's your final comment?
We usually ignore things like social media. And my advice would be, if you have any social media presence, you had earlier said on the break that Michael Jackson's estate still earns from his social media account.
Or at least still has a very active one as well. And Mandela as well.
They were institutions by themselves. So they were not the ones even handling their social media. Maybe others were. But for our cases where it is us who handle them individually, and trust somebody close to you with your passwords, because anything happens. We find a lot of people, like if you look at Facebook and Twitter, when people pass away and they're saying rest in peace, they're tagging people who are already dead and telling them, you know, and sending messages. And so entrust somebody with your passwords to be able to, you know, clean out once you're gone. Also, we have a lot of money lying around in utility companies, you know, water bills, those deposits and all those things. If you do not have your work in order, even banks or whatever, if you do not have your paperwork in order and put it down on paper, it is important that the people closest to you know who you are, what you're worth. Yes, there's a concern that you'll be killed, but I think that is an extreme. Yeah, it's an extreme. Yes, that doesn't. It doesn't really happen in the normal circumstance. So trust somebody with who you are, whatever you are, what your value is. Yeah.
Steve, a minute.
Well, I think the core issue when we talk about wills, you know, and inheritance, it's about personal responsibility. To what extent have you organized your life? Because if you don't organize your life, others will agonize over it, and then they will organize it for you, sometimes in ways that you don't have approved had you been given that opportunity. You know, so take this time to reflect on the issues around your life and take responsibility for those issues, and then organize them. At the level of organization, be careful not to do something that shocks the conscience of the right-minded. You know, if you manipulate the law or the will to exclude other people, of course, even when you're gone, lawyers like us will reestablish what common sense would have required. So ask yourself, how do I use this opportunity to bring order in my personal life? Once there's some level of order and some level of fairness, nobody will interfere with their decisions. You know, I think that is, for me, what is important.
Titus.
As you are speaking about wills and inheritance, those in family businesses should also remember that business succession is something they should take note of. So have a 10-year plan, mentor your children, make sure they are experts in the field, and if not, ensure your corporate governance is intact.
Okay, John Ribia, really fast, how much will it cost me to have a will?
I will. It depends on the cost or the lawyer will charge you. But I'd advise you just a one-time fee. Just do away with it, just pay whatever they say. It depends with the office you go to.
The brackets you've had, you're a lawyer yourself. Between what and what?
Give it something between maybe 50 to 100 there, maybe.
50 to 100,000.
But it depends on the lawyer.
We have to check the REM order, the remuneration order. Provides the schedule for charging. But I think suffice to say, if you want to write a will, even that money you can get it done, because there are people who can always do pro bono.
Pro bono.
Have lawyers as friends.
So they can do it for you pro bono as well. All right, we have to really leave it there for now.
Buying coffee. And John, of course, as well. Thank you so much. We've had Titus Minor, think tank analyst, Kenya Business Guide, Asante Sana, Steve Ogola, advocate of the High Court. Thank you. Wanjeri Ndero, human rights activist, but also has quite some insurance experience, and she was able to share that with us today. And last but not least, John Ribia, a family lawyer. Thank you for joining us today on the program. And to you, our viewers, everyone who called in, texted as well, Asante Sana. Well, from morbid matters of death, inheritance and wills, we take breakfast.